Hello there, everyone. The Andrade here, and welcome back to episode 22 of our Project Architect 2 Let's Play series, where today we are becoming one with the bees. We are believing in ourselves. We are BEA beautiful. I don't know. Add all the bee puns that you can to the title of this episode, because we are heading into the Bumblezone. Let's get started. Did you guys hear the news? FedEx and UPS are merging. They're going to be going by the name Fed Up from now on. Welcome back, my friends, to another wonderful day here in the world of the Andrade. Where today, well, we're continuing where we left off last episode. We got our Evoker, which was pretty cool. Our Evoker plushie, taking care of that. And today we're going to head into the Bumblezone and go explore, well, the Bumblezone. Pretty simple and self-explanatory, I think. So a couple things that we're going to want to bring with us. First things, we want a waystone. I don't know why I'm grabbing it now. I have access to everything going forward. But yeah, we're going to want a waystone. We're also going to need to get ourselves a nice little beehive set up. Luckily, I have some from who knows where. I have a bunch, though. So apparently I picked them up at some point, or I don't think I made some. I must have picked them up somewhere at some point in the game. But we need a beehive, and we need an ender pearl. Along with that, I'm going to bring myself some wheat and some glass bottles so we can pick up some honey. And the wheat so we can specifically make some honey cookies, because we're going to want those while we're in there to do some stuff and things and feed some bees and stuff. But yeah, to access the Bumblezone, it's as simple as taking an ender pearl and throwing it into a beehive. Don't have ender pearls yet? Well, it's as simple as taking a piston and letting it push you into a beehive. But for us, we can just go ahead and throw ourselves in a nice ender pearl and end up going into the Bumblezone. And it loaded pretty quick too, which is actually, I'm a little surprised by how fast that was able to load. But anyway, yeah, you come into the Bumblezone and you are literally surrounded by bees. What kind of bee are you? You're a blue bee. Are you a blueberry? Blueberry? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyway, so inside of here, you got quite a few things. You've got honeycomb blocks. You've got over here, you got some honeycomb blocks, porous honeycomb and regular honeycomb. We have down in the water, we got some sugar water. I can't see what kind of bee that is because of my ring. Let me see if I can't turn this off really quick. There we go. Okay. Turn you off. I wanted to see what kind of bee that blue one is. What are you? Okay, I'm not pushing anymore. You are, excuse me, a blue bee. Oh, okay. I mean, that was pretty self-explanatory. Anyway, so inside of the Bumblezone, you've got a lot of stuff. Like, there's a lot to explore. Definitely recommend having some sort of flight, because without flight, traveling around here would be an absolute nightmare. Trust me, I've done it. If you don't have flight, it kind of sucks. But anyway, yeah, you fly around and you can do things. When you're on those little structures, you get slowness and stuff, so you can't mine those, I don't think, until you become friends with the bee queen and all that stuff. But that's our goal. Our goal today would be to find the bee queen. Specifically, our goal is to get ourselves a couple different things. First things first, we need to get windy air, which we get from trading with the bee queen. We want to get ourselves a crystalline flower. This allows you to feed enchantments. And you can use it to apply enchantments. I feel like it. I have never used this before. I think it acts sort of like the apotheosis. What's it called? The apotheosis. Man, what is the name of the thing? The enchantment library, where it can store enchantments and stuff. Potentially, I'm not 100% sure, but we're gonna look around. So anyway, yeah, we're going to explore around in the Bumblezone here, and we're looking for some structures, right? Around the Bumblezone, you're going to find all kinds of different structures, and we're looking for specific ones to give us the things that we need. For example, this has a bee cannon on it. That is not necessarily one of the things that we need. We need a crystal cannon, but we can turn that into a crystal cannon like so. But we may get lucky and find ourselves a crystal cannon right off the bat. Bam. Taken care of. We can go ahead and grab ourselves the other bee cannon and the other crystal cannon too, because we can utilize these for trades. These will get us windy air when it comes time for us to get to the bee queen. Now, what I'm looking for, which I'm actually honestly surprised that we have not found or seen yet, is pollen. there's usually pollen dust all around here, and we have not found any pollen dust. We did find this little structure here, though. I'd like to see what's inside of this, because it looks like, yeah, there's a door. Oh, look, there's a honey crystal. Bam. Now that gets us honey crystal shards. Can I use those and put them together to make a honey crystal, or is that only drops honey crystal shards? So we need to get, I need to get what's it called? Some sort of silk touch going. I was gonna say, can I break it and it fall? Does it have gravity? But no, we might find one in a chest somewhere, so we might get lucky. Otherwise, we'll just have to get silk touch, which is really not going to be terribly too difficult to do. We are going to need those little crystals though, so we might as well just go ahead and grab that. Now glycerin honey crystal, I don't think I need that. Looking for a chest or something in here. That'd be kind of nifty. Honey blocks. Oh, and now I just made all the bees angry. I forgot about that. So if I hide in here for a little bit, I'll be okay. I currently have Wrath of the Hive, which strengthens and makes all nearby bees in the Bumblezone dimension angry at you. If I can find a nearby honeycomb brood block, I can feed it honey and or honey cookies, and it would help get rid of this. But yeah. Anyway, so since I'm here, I might as well. Is it gonna reset on me if I continue mining things? Yeah, it is. Okay, well, poopy on me. Anyway, I don't honestly think I'm going to take any damage from the bees, but they are going to poison me, which is going to just be a pain to deal with it ticking down. So, oh, now we have slowness as well. That's lovely. Yeah, so I'll come back when this is done. What's funny here is I forget that I have access to my AE2 system here. So I took the wheat and the bottles out and everything, expecting to not be able to get into here. But yeah, I can easily come into here. So I was able to craft myself some honey cookies because with the honey that we just acquired, we are able to use that to make honey bottles if we just have some glass bottles. And then honey bottles themselves have EMC. So like, what else are we going to do with that? Honey blocks do not have EMC. So how do we make more honey? Well, we can grab honey bottles. So it doesn't have EMC directly, but it has EMC. So we could easily make that honey block 3x compressed. I'm not too concerned about that. But yeah, anyway, so what I'm looking for is the bee queen. That's where our major goal is here. There's lots of these crystal cannons. Now, there are a couple ways that we're going to be able to find the bee queen. We have the option of exploring through the Bumblezone and looking for the actual structures that spawn inside of here. And those will help us find the bee key. We can find the compass, the honey compass. And with that, it'll help us find a cell maze. And then from there, we're able to find the next compass, which is I think it's a honey compass, but one of them is going to be able to point to the bee queen. Now, luckily for us, though, we have the explorer's compass, which I believe is in here. Yep. And with the explorer compass, we're able to go ahead and go into here and sort by dimension. We can say Bumble, I think, or how about bee? No, how about royal? What's the name of her palace? That's what we would need to find. So we're currently sorting by dimension, but if we pop down, we could probably find the source, apotheosis. Yeah, that might work better. I'm looking for Bumblezone. Figures this does not seem to be alphabetical for us. Though that does say Minecraft. I mean, it looked alphabetical actually. The Bumblezone. My bad. It doesn't drop the. So we come into Bumblezone here. We're looking for something about the bee queen. So I'm going to assume it's going to be like a palace or maybe temple. Hive temple might be it. Throne pillar. That sounds correct. So with our structure compass now, we can go ahead and just fly off over yonder and head ourselves towards the throne pillar. Yeah, super simple. Having a structure compass makes it super easy. It looks like it looks like we're fairly close overall. We just got to get through this section and we might come across it fairly soon. Let's go through this little gap here. I guess through here, and no. I wish the explorer's compass would tell me how far away I am. That's the only thing that I don't don't like about the Explorer's Compass versus the Structure Compass. And maybe it's a config that has that disabled. Oh, but there we go. Look at that. Nice, lovely throne pillar. And inside of the throne pillar is where we are going to find none other than the Queen Bee, the one and the only. So if we go inside of here, I saw the entrance somewhere. There was a spot where we could come in. Okay, we flew from this way. There it is. So we come in through here. There she is. She is a nice, lovely, beautiful queenie. There she is. So now with the bee queen, you have a couple options. You can trade with her. So if I take the bee cannon and I go over here, and she says, if you look down at the bottom, it says, Bzz, queen is interested in your held item. So if I go ahead and throw that at her, and hopefully, and I turn my magnet off, I throw that at her, she's going to swap it out. She's going to trade with me. Okay, there we go. Now she should trade with me now that it's on her Z level. And she's going to go ahead and give me windy air, the windy air that we need. And the windy air we need a total of 4. Luckily, though, I have another crystal cannon over here, so we can go ahead and give her that. She'll trade with you each of the items that the bees carry, or their armors and stuff like that. So, bam, we have the windy air that we need. So we have the windy air. We took care of the crystal cannon. We have that. We have an extra bee cannon in case that's ever needed. The only other things that we're going to need to get is a honey crystal and a stinger spear. Stinger spear we can get from trading. She wanted stripped flourishing archwood log. So if I grab flourishing archwood log and I go ahead and strip that, that should have EMC on it, right? It does, but she is giving me mining fatigue. So we're going to have to get ourselves out of here really quick. Far enough away? Okay, let's try that again. So let's grab some flourishing log. I like this music. We're going to strip it. We're going to break it. We'll go ahead and magnet it back up, please. Learn it. And grab a stack. And we'll see what she gives us. Now that we can trade a whole stack with her. So every 20 minutes, her trade changes. So you can, set a waystone over here and come back to it as you would like. But yeah, so she currently wants that stuff. Come on. Give it to her. And she's going to give me stuff in exchange for that. And I don't know exactly what she's going to give me. Apparently nothing. Come on. Do I have to do one at a time? You won't take a stack? 3 times the rewards. Nice. I'm hoping maybe we get one of those bee stingers or something. The stinger spear. Can I just do the whole stack, please? Yeah, there we go. She's satisfied. She's happy with that. I did get bee stingers. I didn't get the spear itself, but I got the stingers, which means I can go ahead and just make my own spear, and I don't have to worry about RNG. So we have the stinger spear. Perfect. So that means that now the only thing that we happen to be missing for our bee, let's go ahead and look at bee plushie. That's you. The only thing that we're going to be missing is the royal jelly bottle, the honey block, and the crystalline flower. Now the royal jelly, you have a couple options. If you pop and press L into your advancements, you have a couple options for getting your royal jelly. You can go through and trade with the bee and the queen and follow her quest line, meeting with her and trading her the things that she would desire to find the bee. Or we have the option of, robbing the queen. We can rob her. If you look up here, you're going to see these pillars of royal jelly fluid. Royal jelly fluid is accessible in here. We can go ahead and actually pick this royal jelly up. Let's grab ourselves a bucket. And I think, honestly, there might be 4 royal jellies in here. I'm not entirely sure. I do know, based on having done this before, being full size for this absolutely sucks. So we're going to go ahead and shrinky dink ourselves. And then we're going to head up into the royal jelly. Now, one thing I do want to note, my armor, I can swim forever. So I don't have to worry about being able to breathe. But if you're full size, you got to do the whole, shift crouch thing in order to get up these gaps and everything. It's honestly quite a pain, but is totally doable. I think, yep, we got to go up here. And I believe that is our source block of royal jelly. So if I go ahead and do that, I now have a bucket of royal jelly. Now, what I'm curious to know is there other sources of royal jelly? Can I get more of this stuff? Or is there only one that is spreading out to all 4 of the holes that are in the queen's, well, hut? Or maybe 2 of the... Okay, I am no longer flying. Can you let me fly? There we go. Jeez. Okay, so that took me down here, which is back in the bee queen. I am on the other side of where I started, so it does look like there's only 1 bucket of royal jelly that is spreading to all 4 sides of this. So I only get 1 bucket. The queen is interested in this. I could trade the queen the royal jelly. I don't know what that would entail or what I would get or not get from that. But I kind of sort of need this bucket because in order to do what I need to do to make this bee, I need to make a royal jelly bottle, which requires me to get, this. So I can take that royal jelly bottle and do this, and I can grab that. Now, one thing I should have maybe looked at before was royal jelly. I saw that it said the royal jelly fluid had EMC, so I was like, did I just mess up? But no, it's okay. Now, the royal jelly bottle, I believe you can use to craft up, I think it acts as a regular honey bottle, but super amazing form of honey from the bee queen with a royalty recipe to pass down for generations, obtained by completing any of the queen's desire enchantments. Bee queen will allow resetting the advancement line when fully completed for more bottle rewards. Drinking this item will restore a high amount of hunger. Give a speed boost to blah, 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 blah. You can trade this for the queen back chance at valuable rewards. Can be fed to bees to give extremely high and long-lived bee energized infect. And also grants very high friendship points with behemoths. And behemoths are the bees that you can fly around with. But yeah, look, all the royal jelly's gone. There's nothing else happening in here. I think that these are chests, right? Yeah, these are chests. So we got a bee helmet. Some pollen puffs, pink turnip, which apparently I don't have. Some leather tunics, honeycomb brood block. What I'm looking for is those crystals. That'd be kind of nice to find those inside of here. Get a honey crystal. I'll just grab everything. Sure, why not? We can look like a bee if we so chose to. Honey crystal shards. Oh, look, there we go. Honey crystals. Bam. Got that. Let's go see what else she has inside of here. Sorry, Queenie. You kind of can't do anything, so I'm literally... You're stuck in place. I'm literally just robbing you of everything that you have or ever will have. And then you're going to be left with absolutely nothing. Nothing to look forward to, nothing in life remaining. So sorry. Yes. Grab all this stuff. Sure, why not? Because I can. Because I can. Throw our shrinky dink away. So now the only other thing that we need to go out and go find then would be the... where the crystalline flower resides. That's the last thing that we need for this bee, right? And the honeycomb block. But like the honey block, it says it requires 729 of those. All I have to do is grab honey bottles, and I can just grab stacks on stacks of these and then turn those into the compressed version. So that's a 2x, that's a 1x. So I'm going to need a lot of these, but like, not too complicated. It's just going to be a pain, but I can use our crafter for that. That's really not too terribly difficult. We can just craft up honey blocks and then craft the tiers up, or even remember the barrels that I used for that? Maybe that would even work. I had those barrels with the compacting upgrades. They may even still be out in our base. I don't even know. The fact that these 3 don't stack. Oh, those are different. Okay. Anyway, that's that. The only other thing that we need to do is go find the crystalline flower. So let's look and see. Let's sort by source again. Let's pop down to the Bumblezone and see, is there a flower or a flower biome? Ancient hoops. That sounds funny. It's like basketball. Dance floor, honey fountain, hanging garden. That's what we're gonna want. So we want the garden. The garden is going to be where the flowers are located. And it is going to be up towards the roof. So again, you definitely want to have flight access when you are exploring the Bumblezone. How in the world do I get to where I need to go? It doesn't seem like it's terribly too... Wow, what is this structure over here? There's a lot of those floaty dudes. Literally, they're all exactly the same. I don't know if those things hold loot or something, but wow, this looks like some ancient civilization or something had a rough time. We got some frozen behemoths over there. I could set them free if I was feeling generous, but you know, I don't know. It kind of looks like maybe the bees destroyed the world. Maybe this is like what the world used to look like, and then the bees came in and they're like, hey, we're going to take over. Or an apocalypse happened and the only things that survived are the bees, because we're kind of sort of causing an apocalypse on Earth now. So maybe this is the bees' answer. Maybe this is, you know, telling us that, hey, you need to be careful here, buddy. So there's one crystalline flower. It might be prudent for me to grab another one and actually utilize this at home, because you can consume enchants or something like that. Maybe this is something we can play with and see how exactly this guy works. That looked like some kind of bug. That looked gross. Okay, yeah, that's Hanging Gardens and our bee crystalline bee thing. So now the only thing left to do for our bee is to go ahead and get that honeycomb block. So I will work towards that. Look, right here, bam. I'll work towards that, and then we'll be back when we can get the bee. And there it is. Honey block 3x. The only problem with doing this is the bottles. It's funny that you get basically infinite bottles out of this. I mean, I guess, I don't know why it's funny. We have EMC available to us. We technically already have infinite bottles. But yeah, anyway, honey block 3x. Didn't even end up needing the honey cookies. Didn't even place the waystone, because I don't know if we're going to need to come back into the Bumblezone now that we have explored it, quote unquote. So yeah, with that, the only thing left to do is actually craft up the bee plushie from the plushie mod. And there we go. Interesting that wasn't a quest completion. However, it is a quest completion if I pop into here and I click on my button and I maybe get something good. A diamond, yes, what I've always wanted. An enchanted golden apple, a brown rabbit plushie, nice, and some sugar cane. Okay, so absolutely nothing dog water rewards there, but hey, is what it is. But that takes care of the bee plushie. We should also now, while we're here, I should be able to make the goat plushie, because I did go oh yeah, this is the best part. I hope you stuck around to the end of this episode. I completely forgot about this part of the what I did in between episodes. Okay, let's head over to the enchanting room. So as you know, I switched over our mob farm, or well, I didn't switch, but I just added a ender chest here to handle any of the inputs, because this barrel got full, and so then we had a big old back stuff here of things not moving into the barrel as they should. So yeah, anyway, I put an ender chest here to filter out everything that is not able to go into here, which honestly I think is now taking the things that could go into here. But whatever, it is what it is. I mean, honestly, I should fix that now. Now that I think about it, I should tell this to go furthest first, and then I move. Oh my goodness! And it figures I'm slow. I could do this, because now nothing's going into there for the EMC portion of things. Who knows how long that's been happening? Long enough that I didn't notice, though. So let's go with pipes. Give me a item pipe. So changing that one now, it's going to try and go to the closest thing first, which is this guy here. Then everything should... Nope, it lied. It's not doing close or farthest first. Oh, that's because it actually is doing what I told it to. The Andrada is just dumb. I want it to go to closest first. Nearest first. There we go. So now everything should try and go into here, and if it can't fit in here, it will go into here. That's a little bit better. So there's that. With that, I was able to get... I got a ton of Dimlets. I still have a ton of Dimlets. Let's get out of here so we can hear better. So ton of Dimlets that we got from our exploration. So I went through and I pulled some of these and I was like, okay, what do we got? Well, look at that. We got a honeycomb block one. So if we wanted honeycombs, we have Ender Draconium ore, pink framed glass. The block Dimlets are the ones that I was caring about. Weathered copper, deep slate apatite, redstone ore. Like, come on, that's pretty good. But anyway, so I took a look at these and I was like, okay, how do we actually go ahead and make a decent dimension? Because we've been just flubbing around with it and we haven't been able to get anything done. So when you take a look at these, if you take a look at the block Dimlets, if you hold shift, it gives you information. Duh. I've been looking at that, but I haven't been reading anything. But when you read this, it says block Dimlets are modifiers to change what blocks are used with the terrain or features. Place them in front of the terrain or feature. So for example, if I wanted to get a dimension made of Ender Draconium ore, I want to go ahead and say, okay, I need to place this in front of a terrain or feature. So for example, if I had terrain of islands, I could go ahead and create a dimension with Ender Draconium or islands. And the islands will be made out of Ender Draconium ore. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. It's not terribly too complicated to understand that. You can also modify the features. So I could say I want draconium or hollow spheres, or I want draconium or, well, it wouldn't work with liquid, but I could have water liquid spheres or something like that. Or maybe that's liquid on the inside. Anyway, one of the Dimlets that I just so happened to find was raw iron ore. So I made a dimension of raw iron ore. Not only did I find raw iron ore, I found a biome or a structure, or what is this one? Terrain of flat. So I generated a dimension of a flat raw iron. Yeah, flat raw iron dimension. Which looks exactly like this. Yeah, raw iron. Pretty darn good. Not going to complain about this at all. A block of raw iron, I can just pick that up and I can grab a block of raw iron every single pickup. So yeah, I went ahead and set up another builder. I made myself another shape card builder and it is mining up blocks of raw iron like nobody's business. Each one of these blocks that it's mining up is 2,048 EMC. I have it set to be as large of a build as possibly can. It goes all the way down to bedrock because it's flat. So we got flat bedrock. And I have this set to be 512 by 512, as large as this can absolutely do. And it's just mining away at all of this raw iron. I currently have it going to input into a cyan matter for 500 million EMC. So yeah, we're just going to generate a ton of EMC. Once this is done and we get that 500 million, that's just going to bump us up another 500 million EMC. And the crazy thing is, I know that that's not even like touching the surface of the amount of EMC that we're going to be able to actually generate. But I thought this was pretty cool. I do want to show you guys these little huts. I don't know if you've ever... oh, hello. Hello. I don't know if you ever explored in RFTools, but there's these little buildings that are out here, and inside of them has chests, and inside of the chests you have Dimlets that you can find, and lost knowledge and things like that. This is also where the slimes spawn. So there are 3 different rarities of slimes. I'm sorry, they're called blobs. There is the, or not, they're not blobs. It is blobs. Dimension essence. There is a rare, a common, a rare, and a legendary dimensional essence. Now, these are used to build your own dimensions. You can custom build a dimension. So if I wanted to custom build a dimension with diamonds instead of this raw iron, I could have a diamond one. I'd have to custom build the dimension overall, which uses legendary memory modules and stuff, which means I'd have to go find legendary slimes, which don't spawn very, very often overall. But it is an option, and it is something maybe we'll need to look into eventually in the pack, because like this dimension of raw iron works great, but are we going to need something else in the future? Also, a ton of villages literally all around here. So if we ever need villagers, we got them. Anyway, so yeah, now that's going to end today's episode. So if you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it. Really does help with the channel. Tips, tricks, suggestions, all that good stuff. Let me know, as always. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the next one. Have a good one.